at the Royal Rumble, there had always been some dissension with him and Punk as is, but at the Royal Rumble, he legitimately injures CM Punk. And they could have gone a few different routes with it, but immediately someone saw, okay, there's money to be made here.
Yeah.
And he starts trolling Punk over hurting him and taking away his WrestleMania moment. He
Yeah.
makes the graphic with him pointing at the grave of Punk's WrestleMania dreams. And at WrestleMania, after months of trolling and going back and forth, and a great segment on Raw that we talked about here on this podcast about a month ago, McIntyre beats Seth Rollins clean in the middle of the ring to win the world title. He gets that WrestleMania moment in front of the fans. It's a clean win. He doesn't cheat. And you're like, okay, here's that moment for that guy. And CM Punk, who's on commentary, McIntyre goes over to him and he starts gloating and gloating and gloating. And you're just saying to yourself, oh man, you know what's coming. And with any good heel, Matt, he gets his comeuppance. Punk drops him. Damian Priest cashes in. And this is the opening angle of night 2 of WrestleMania. What did you think of how all that was executed and this imminent CM Punk match that will happen at some point?
I thought it was executed perfectly. I mean, the deal with Drew coming out and getting his moment, it was so great because, the people who really did feel for him, that he won the title in an empty arena during the pandemic, that he didn't win it from Bobby Lashley, that he didn't win it from Roman, all those people got that moment to enjoy it for a few minutes. He was the champ for how long? 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, whatever.
Not very long.
he went over to his wife, friends, family, interacted with them, and was able to rub it in everybody's face for a minute or two. And then obviously his obsession with Punk, and that's something else we've talked about that was done really well, like an underlying weakness in his character. He was like so obsessed with Punk, and he was talking about other people being obsessed, and then the fact that he went over to him and he tried to gloat. He tried to rub it in his face that he's the world champion, and Punk's hurt and injured. Done really well. He gets up on the table and Punk trips him, hits him with the brace. Like the stuff Punk has been doing in WWE has been great too. Hats off to him. His stuff has been really, really good. And just for him to do that, here comes Damian Priest. You elevate a young guy who is hot and like ready to be elevated. Once again, rolling the dice, taking a risk on him, and then just makes for a great story on top of that. And now you have Drew and Punk. You have something with Drew and Damian Priest down the road. It's just done really well across the board, and like everybody won in that situation.
Well, it's funny to say elevate a young guy. This goes to my point of like having to give people a chance. Priest is older than Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, and it's not.
No, but it goes to my point of like you got to give people chances sometimes, right?
Yes. A young guy in terms of WWE experience is what I mean. But you're right. Yes, he is older, but it's someone who's never been elevated to the top, who's never been a top tier champion, and for him to get that opportunity was great. And for some reason, I don't know who started that shit with the bisexual Undertaker, but that was crazy. That was like trending, with him. And I saw all kinds of memes and stuff. It was wild.
Yeah, no, but I mean, and McIntyre being in that position, he got all the way up for that choke slam, and it looked awesome. And yeah, Drew's a very giving guy. He is smart, and
he gets it. He gets it. If you get it, you are a giving guy. If you get it, then you're in there. You're in it for the greater good, and he gets it.
Right, and it's funny when Punk came in. I think everyone was excited to see the Seth Rollins match with Punk. Like that was the build, right? That's out the window. Like that's a match you could go back to at some point, sure.
Sure, yeah.
Whenever you do Punk and McIntyre, that's going to be a main event caliber match at SummerSlam, right? Like you could put that as a main event match at a major show, and with no titles on the line, it's just a personal grudge match, and that's going to be a big deal.
I mean, the entertainment that has been built between these two competitors is what is going to make this match. It's not having great matches on the road to this blow-off match. It is the entertainment factor between these two guys. Like Drew has been super entertaining. Punk has been super entertaining. And now there's a legit beef. There's something personal between these two, a rivalry. And that's once again what I dwell on. I say it ad nauseum. That's what's important to build issues in pro wrestling. At the end of the day, those issues are what make the most money. Because that match is something that people are going to be excited to pay for, either buy a ticket or watch on pay-per-view, whatever it may be. Like that entertainment and this personal strife and conflict between individuals, that is what makes people want to buy money to watch a pay-per-view or buy a ticket and be in the arena, whatever
Well,
else.
and it's almost made you forget that Punk's even hurt in the first place.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, they've done a great job of keeping him relevant and present and current
yeah.
on TV.
Yeah.